Hi there, I'm Taylor.
And I'm Ryan.
And welcome to the Tailgate. Today is, we're celebrating show favorites here on Food Talk TV. And it's been a while since I've done this show favorite. It was actually before we did the show together where it was just cutting the mustard. But today's show favorite is Scotch eggs. And if you've never had a Scotch egg, tune in. This is a very tedious thing. Not a fan of doing it all the time just because it does require a lot of labor, but it's a labor of love. It is going to be a soft boiled egg. And then it's going to be wrapped around with sausage and then breaded and fried. And so excited about doing this. We're going to be frying some for y'all so you can see the actual fry and stuff. But of course, we're at the tailgate. So Ryan wanted to make sure that we knew we had smoker up.
So it can be not breaded and smoked, or it can be breaded and fried. So we're going to do some that are not breaded and smoked, and then we're going to do some that are breaded and fried. And the goal is to get them ready for you on the smoker. Yeah, so we are going to go ahead and get started by soft boiling some eggs. I'm going to go ahead. I had this kind of on a, bring this up to medium high. There we go. And I'm going to be starting off by boiling the eggs, and I have my lid on here to speed up the boiling process so that way the heat gets trapped inside the steam. I know sometimes some of us will start a pot of water and it'll take a million years to boil. Add the lid to it. That sure helps. And we're not adding the eggs to here. I'm not even removing them from the refrigerator until this has come to a boil. So it's getting nice and hot. We're going to let this come up to a boil. Let me get started on the meat. I'm going to go grab that real quick. Ryan, will you tell everyone to tap the screens and welcome to Food Talk? right now, but for you.
Okay. And I am so sorry, y'all. We are going to be running back inside and out a lot because with these Scotch eggs, the soft-boiled egg, inside wrapped sausage, some of these are going to get smoked, some of them are going to get fried. And the reason why we're going to have to be running in and out is because time and temperature are important.
Yes, and we're running low on gloves.
Yeah, and we're running low on gloves.
Gloves wisely.
Yes, use the gloves wisely today.
There are 2 more left.
So let's get started with the meat. We got to season the meat, and I have a shallow bowl over here, and then there's a larger bowl with ice in here. I'm just keeping everything cold as possible. Now, with the meat, we want the eggs to stay soft-boiled. We want the meat to be perfectly cooked and wrapped around the eggs. But the more you work with it, okay, like the pork is a very fatty meat. So the more like heat I am adding with my hands and mixing it, the more I'm adding to that, the more that fat is going to melt, and I need it to hold in place. And so we want it to stay cold, and we're not going to overmix our things, okay? Okay. Hey, Ryan, would you grab me a shallot? So Ryan's going to go grab me a shallot, and I'm going to remove that glove for now. We'll start with our seasonings with this. Got my seasoning basket over here. Woot, woot. Woot, woot for the seasoning basket. Thank you for the shallot. Katie, oh, thank you. Okay. Got that there. Hello. Welcome in. So I'm just going to be seasoning this. I do have this recipe up on FoodTokTV.com if you want to check out that recipe for it. So the recipe I have up on FoodTokTV.com is going to be leaning way more into like the traditional like English type, because this is like a UK kind of dish. That's where I see it. I'll often see it like Irish pubs. I'll see it. Yeah, I'll see it in a pub. And so, we'll go ahead and season up. Got some paprika. I know I have measurements on my recipe, but we measure with love here. And I have some garlic powder. I love this roasted garlic powder. Oh, so good. So good. We'll add that all. Some cayenne.
And if you're the type of person where like you want to make sure it's absolutely perfect, and if you're spending a lot of time with this, you do want to make sure it's absolutely perfect. But sometimes when I'm making meat mixtures like this, I like to like take a little separate after it's seasoned and cook it in the side. Like just cook it in a little pan, fry it up, so that way I can just taste and see how well seasoned it is. I've been doing this long enough to where I have a feeling I'm going to be doing a good job. Not being too heavy on the salt. And of course, I'm the mustard queen, y'all. And Scotch eggs are a pretty mustardy recipe as far as it being a perfect thing to dip mustard into. But we're also going to be adding mustard to it, to the meat mixture. Mustard is just such a free flavor booster. I do have Coleman's that I would use a lot. It's something that I like to use just because it's a hot mustard with a lot of flavor. But I have this banana pepper mustard I'm also going to be using. So just like a tablespoon. Yeah. And I'll add some of the Coleman's for the heat. I don't have much of this left, but I got an email from Coleman's asking me if they could send me stuff. And I'm like, of course. Absolutely, of course. Hey, Kaz. Kaz just walked in here. Welcome in. Welcome in. We are making Scotch eggs. This recipe is already pinned to the front. FoodTokTV. If you want to check that out. Keeping my meat nice and cold. I'm just going to kind of like cut and fold because I'm not wanting to overmix. When you overmix meat too much, when it's minced meat like this, it can become gummy. Kind of like how when you work with bread and sourdoughs and stuff, you're increasing that gluten structure and it kind of makes everything glutinous.
And nobody wants gummy meat.
No, we don't want gummies, so we're just like cutting and folding. You know, I don't have chives. It's not. I usually have chives in the springtime. Thank y'all so much for being on FoodTokTV. If you're not giving us a follow, you absolutely should. I keep doing things with the glove. It's because we were short on gloves. That's when I prematurely glove. Right. Often, I love adding herbs to this. Tarragon is a good one, especially for more of like a fall type thing. If you're just walking in, this is the Scotch egg, so we're seasoning the meat that's going around the soft-boiled egg. Hmm? You have chives? Okay, will you rinse them off real quick? I need you to hustle. Because, y'all, I love Scotch eggs so much. And, you know, the people in my life who have had Scotch eggs of mine, it's something they always request for me to make, but it's so tedious, I have to really love you. So worry about making this unless you want to, or don't make this unless you're ready to make it a lot more times. Ooh, I have too much parsley. I need a parsley. Okay. Grate a little bit of shallot in here for a flavor boost. Love grated shallot for flavor boosting opportunities. Same with the mustard here. It might be.
Would you like me to chop them?
Chop what?
The chives or anything?
Yeah, chop the shallot very thin and the chives really thin, so that way we can add to our meat. And I will start working on the eggs because we got to have the eggs. The eggs are actually the star ingredient, not the sausage wrapped around it.
You want?
Hey, Rick. Hey, Cass.
You want? Will you take that?
Oh, thank you.
You want mint?
Yes, please. Alrighty. So now we got the eggs. I had to go inside to get the eggs because these have to stay in the refrigerator until I am ready to boil. And now look, rolling boil here. That is a very fierce boil, but we are going to lose some of the temperature when we add our eggs to it. Now with these eggs, because this is such a temperature shock, because it's a temperature shock because these are very cold, that is very hot. We don't want these shells to break. And so I'll show you. Actually, before I do this, Can I get a timer ready? Is there anyone that is here to be a timer for me? I don't know if Babs is in here. No, I'm not making red chimichurri or any chimichurri right now. We are doing Scotch. Yeah, it's like no chimichurri here. Today. There's barely any produce here today, actually.
I know, like, we don't have a lot of produce. It's all protein.
Proteiny. Okay, I'm pulling up the timer on your phone, Ryan, because it's one of those like where it really requires exact timing. So before I even add this to it, I have my timer ready. So that way all I have to do is press start. Still rapidly boiling. I'm going to do 6 of these, and I'm going to do a quick dip, whoop, but then bring it back up and not drop it like that. I'm usually much closer to this as I do it. That's my issue right now. See, that's what I was trying to prevent, y'all. I was trying to prevent. Here, I'm going to move to the other side. See, that's my problem. Hey guys, when you're cook, maybe don't like lean across to get to boiling things, you know? Pro tip. So for the soft boiling part, I promise I know what I'm doing, even though just then it did not look like it. I have already soft boiled a lot of these eggs today. So putting these in here, dip. Gonna kind of roll around a little bit just to, yeah, you really need to be close to the pan. And then we're gonna drop. I got 3 more incoming. And you know, this is not something I want to do in bulk. Like any more than 6 is not gonna work for me. Any more than 6, it's going to change the temperature of the boiling water too much. Like, see, it's already back up to a boil. Any more than 6, or if it wasn't like super rolling boil, then this whole thing would have cooled down. Like, see, it's not even as insane as it was before. Now, if it's not coming up to a boil as quickly as you want, we can add our lid to it. Because when we add our lid to it, we're trapping the heat in here. We are increasing the heat of everything because the heat is not escaping. However, once it comes to a rolling boil, we want to remove the lid because we don't need the eggs clankering against each other. Oh crap, I didn't start the timer. Clankering, I did not start the timer immediately.
Oh. Yeah, gotta do that.
I know, right? So the timer's over there. I'm gonna look at it. I'll probably pull like maybe 20 seconds sooner. I'm gonna make sure they're not like clangering and...
You need them more clangering than...
Nope, that's perfect. That's perfect. And I don't even think I need all of that. So... we can save some of it for another thing.
Ooh, in which we always have another thing.
Right.
If you're wondering if
we always have another thing. We always have another thing. Y'all, welcome into Food Talk TV. We are making Scotch eggs. You just saw me do the beginning of the soft boiled egg part. We got 5 minutes, 20 something seconds on that. And so with our meat mixture here, very well seasoned. This is just ground pork here, very well seasoned. You can also do breakfast sausage. That's really good. Chorizo, we've done chorizo before. That's really good. So we have the breakfast sausage, parsley, and then adding some shallot, honey seasoning. And we're not going to overmix. Just until combined. I would rather have it be like slightly undermixed. Windowsill. All right. And so oftentimes I'll get a kitchen scale because this recipe is 1 pound of the meat and this is going to go for 5 eggs. So there's going to be about 3 ounces of meat per egg. And you can get a kitchen scale if you want to weigh it and, you know, be all profession stuff. Wrong windowsill. There we go. Now, even though this recipe is just to wrap 5 eggs, separating it in 6, that seems to work pretty well with the last one being even. I'm going to go grab the scale.
I hear those eggs rattling around.
Oh yeah, we do not want those rattling. See, that's what we were trying to prevent.
You don't want them rattling, but you want them to move around a little bit, whether it be on their own or if you move them around yourself a little bit.
So yeah, that was about 2.8. Sweet. Y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with us. This is such a tedious thing, these Scotch eggs. It really is. We are trying to hustle and get it done quickly for y'all so you can see, because this really is just one of our favorite dishes. Oh, I had cracked an egg in there earlier.
Chopsticks to like move them around a little bit too, just so we make sure that they're getting rotated. Because you don't want that weird heavy-sided egg where when you chop it, like the yolk's all the way over to one side or not, and that's what this does for you.
Hello, 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 hello. Marie's in here still. Hello. But yeah, no, the first time we had these Scotch eggs, soft-boiled eggs that are going to be wrapped in sausage and fried, first time we had them, we're in a pub. Absolutely loved it there. It was our favorite. But when we got it at this pub, they were hard-boiled. And so we always thought that Scotch eggs were just like hard-boiled. Like that's just how they were. And so we even had them at our wedding. We actually had, we loved Scotch eggs so much, we actually had the meal theme for that. Yeah, we actually had the meal theme at our wedding, be brunch. But my friend, he had a catering company called Love You Brunches. My late friend had a Love You Brunches. And so we were his first catering gig. And so like he did the Scotch eggs because he knew how much we loved them. But, you know, for a wedding, like that's such a pain, you know. And anyway, we loved them. But, you know, for a wedding, like that's such a pain, you know. And anyway, hi, I'm Taylor.
And I'm Ryan.
And welcome back to the tailgate. And we are in the middle of making Scotch eggs. We had to leave real quick. We are already right back. We already soft boiled some eggs and we've combined a meat mixture with pork. We've already seasoned it really well. And we're doing 5 eggs. I'm dividing it using the scale and spreading across the meat on these little pieces of parchment paper. So that way we can get ready to wrap these eggs. Now, if you're unsure what Scotch eggs are, they are soft boiled eggs with meat wrapped around it. In this case, it's going to be pork. It's typically pork or breakfast sausage. And then we're going to bread and fry. That's how it's traditionally done. But of course, we're on the tailgate, so we're going to be smoking some. So, and part of this is that I have to keep the meat all nice and cool. Hold on. Okay. Have to keep the meat all nice and cold because we're wrapping it around the egg in order to fry it. And then when we do that, though, like every time we're touching the meat with our hands, we're warming it up. When meat is cold, it is firm. As you cook it, it melts and it's liquid. So we got to keep the fat from freezing or from melting as much as possible. And even the warmth from our hands will do that. Will you check the comment section and how everything's going in there?
Absolutely.
And so I'm just kind of spreading this out and I'm going to keep these cold until I'm ready to wrap my eggs.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back to the tailgate. Sorry we left y'all. The phone overheated. We didn't have our phone umbrella that we have. And the phone umbrella is really good to prevent the overheat. But the thing is, like, it's not that hot. We've been doing shows outside here on the tailgate for some time now.
Yeah, these things happen sometimes. We're in the sun. We got the sun facing us. So
yeah.
you got to deal with it. You got to love the sun and deal with it.
Love the sun and deal with it. So I like going ahead and separating it like this for ease. And also because when I stick it back in the fridge, when I stick this back in the fridge to cool down before we wrap our eggs, you know, we'll have more surface area to cool off. If these were just like kept in balls or in like one big thing, it wouldn't get as cold as quickly. I'm just kind of making sure because I think some of the scale was off. So I'm just making sure I'm going for about 3 ounces for each one. Oh, yep. That was way too close to me. Okay, now we got our meat things on here. I'm so excited to get these eggs wrapping. I don't know where my clean hands went. I'm so excited to get these frying. I really am. Oh, and smoking too, because we're smoking a bunch of these, right? We're smoking a bunch of these, but we got to fry some for y'all too.
You're gonna see them smoke. We got to get them on that smoker.
And y'all, we are a lot closer to frying than you think we are. So I'll go ahead and get the fryer working. Because, I mean, come on, like the best part of the cooking show is the fry, right?
If you're a fry guy or a fry gal, I guess so.
Right? Oh, yeah. I'm such a fan of frying. It's fun. Ryan's not like the biggest fan of fried food, which I understand, you know. Trying to keep it tight. But the fried food I make, I feel like it's worth the fry.
She makes amazing fried food.
Yeah.
So, like, that's my guilty pleasure. I don't go out and usually buy fried food anywhere else unless it's hot chicken.
Hot chicken. We're in Nashville, of course. We go out and buy
I'll do that.
hot
but
chicken.
I don't do that very often. I try to keep it, you know, a little healthier than that.
I use such a large pan. I don't think that's large enough for the eggs to submerge, but it's fine. We're going to want this to be about between 340 to 360 for oil. You don't want it too cool because when you fry it, it will make it greasy. You don't want it too hot because you'll burn the outside before you properly cook everything inside. Hello, Marcy. We are working on some Scotch eggs. Ryan right now is working on pickling some onions. I can't find oh, these are the things I was looking for. That's what I was going at. So he's pickling some onions so we get some texture pop on there. We just finished combining our meat mixture. We have soft boiled some eggs. We're getting ready to wrap and fry. I don't know if we'll have time for the other thing I was thinking about. Maybe we'll do that later.
Yeah, we can do
okay.
that.
Yeah, I think so. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on meat wrapping.
We got the smoker rolling, so. I didn't, so you don't have to. Well, you can if you want.
So since we're breading and frying, we're going to have to do a wrapping session, but I have my dredging station ready to go. I did wash these eggs before I threw them in there, but I'm going to season some flour. We're going to have a separate one for the egg mixture, separate one for the seasoned breadcrumbs. Get that ready before. Y'all, I am so sorry I keep having to run back inside for this stuff. And I don't typically like making Scotch eggs on live just because there is a lot of like exact things that need to happen for this to work out well. And you know, if I mess up some of these things, worst thing that's going to happen is like, you know, the egg's not as runny as I want it to be. You know, that's pretty much it as far as bad things that can happen. But you know, I really want the runny eggs in here. But yeah, as we were telling y'all before we got frozen earlier and got signed off, like we had first started having these at this Irish pub that we would go to. And they would always serve it with a hard-boiled egg and then wrapped with a sausage, fried, half presented. And we absolutely loved it, loved the dish. But, and so much so that we had it at our wedding, but it wasn't until our wedding where someone was like, these are supposed to be soft-boiled. We were like, wait, we can soft-boil these? Okay.
Whatever do you do? I don't know. And I'm gonna use basically that. You can use them with
If I move that.
if you wish. I would probably like to use the water too. Okay.
Yeah, just remove it.
I don't think it removes very easily. Yeah, no, we've been down this road before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we just gotta squirt it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna add a little bit of water to this. So I don't use my apple cider vinegar all the way up, and B, so that it's not so acidic. These are gonna go in the refrigerator. These aren't getting canned. Don't worry about any of that.
Refrigerator ones. I'm going to check the comments real quick. Oh, Ryan, will you do a repeat of everything that you put in there? Will you recap everything that you put in the onions? He'll be right back. He's adding some water to those, and then he'll recap that for you. And would you grab me one of those sheet pans with the rack on top?
Yes, absolutely. In the onions, I just
Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave it in here. I'm going to leave it in here. Never mind. So this is, yeah, no. So this is the start of it. Perfect. We want the meat nice and cold. And I do have an ice bath underneath here to kind of keep everything cold up here. We don't want the meat to heat up too much because there's fat in the meat. And then, you know, when there's fat in the meat, when fat melts, it's not solid anymore. So I'm dipping a little bit of the egg in the flour and dusting off the excess. I've already peeled these. I didn't peel these on screen for you. I peeled, these are other eggs that I peeled. All right, so this will be about 1/3 of the inch thick. Just kind of wrapping around. Now, please know, or please understand that when meat cooks, it's going to shrink. So you want it completely covered, and you want to make sure you look for places where it's not perfectly seamed, because that's where it will separate when it starts cooking. If it's all cohesive, then should be good to go. But I'm not wanting to spread this too much. I could have flattened my discs a bit more when I did that, but I'm also trying not to overwork my meat. And this could also be one of those parts where, you know, if I don't have quite enough to cover the entire egg, I can just set it aside and continue rolling. And some of my already pre-measured ones, you know, not all eggs are exactly the same size. So I could just set it aside and wait for me to have, you know, too much meat for one. And borrow. There we go.
Don't know where the other mortar and pestle is, but that's okay. I can just like, that was a black pepper corn. Whole black pepper corn that is ground up. I'm just gonna offload my other black pepper corn. I did some coarse and then some fine and everything in there. Then I got some allspice berries. Very beautiful.
The allspice.
And I'm going to use some of those in my brine as well. So I'm just gonna give them a nice little crack.
Nice little crack.
You know, we're not gonna pulverize them into powder. We want some whole berries in there and stuff. That's good. But we want to break them open so that we get all the flavor out of them. And yeah, you know what we got going on over here.
I'm really scared because there's hot oil right there.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I can do that somewhere else too.
Yeah.
But so yeah, the allspice berries, they're gonna go in there. That's gonna go in there. And basically, I got black peppercorn and allspice berries in here.
So if you want to move that there to cook, you can move my things over here.
Okay, I was gonna take it inside. Like that was kind of my plan because I figured that you might need that space. But I also need some salt. And I know you can't hand me the salt box because you got meat hands.
I got meat hands, y'all. If you're just walking in, these are going to be Scotch eggs. These eggs are soft boiled, and if you weren't here for the soft boil earlier, then I had timed it perfectly. So they were just soft boiled. You want to take the eggs immediately out of the fridge into already boiling water, and then immediately get that back up to a boil after the eggs are added. 6 minutes, no more, no less. Ice bath, and let it cool before you peel.
So in my onions, I have onions, and they are thinly sliced, and that was that whole big onion crammed into here, which worked out really well. Except for that piece. I'm excited about that. And in here, I got apple cider vinegar cut with water, about 60-40 vinegar to water. And I got some black peppercorn, and I got some whole allspice that I ground up, and I have some salt, some Celtic salt. And basically that's it. So I'm going to let this simmer inside. I'm going to take these inside too, because as soon as it's simmering, I want to pour it in there, and that's going to cook these as much as it needs to.
So I will say, like, I did these eggs earlier where I soft boiled them, iced them, and I peeled them before the show even started. I did some of the eggs to show y'all how I did them. So I'm going to have a lot of eggs this week, a lot of soft boiled eggs this week. But after these were peeled and done, I did have them in the refrigerator until about 30 minutes before we started the show, because it's a lot easier when the cold meat is wrapped around the not as cold egg. We don't want the egg cold, but we want the meat cold. And, you know, if there's time in between fryer and this, we want to store these things in the refrigerator. I cannot tell you how important it is for this meat to be cold. That's why I have it under this ice bath. That's why we keep running in and out here. And, you know, I love these Scotch eggs. This is definitely a show favorite. This is a favorite dish of the tailgate. It's just not always the most fun one to make because it's tedious. So don't make these for your friends and family unless you plan on doing it again and again, because they'll ask you to. They'll ask you to. I'm going to check the comments. Hello, hello. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. Still wrapping these eggs. Tedious process, but we love tedious food here. And, you know, I meant to separate it into 5, but I did 6. So I'm glad my egg size is accommodating. So I'm just rolling it around in the flour real quick and then dusting off the excess. And then wrapping my cold meat.
Thank you guys for tapping those screens. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all being here. And thanks for hanging out with us on the tailgate. We are on Saturdays at 4 p.m. Central. Monday through Saturday, there is a 4 o'clock show on FoodTokTV. It's not always us. We're on Saturdays. So be sure you tune in for the other guys. So on Saturdays, we're the tailgate. We're out here with the smoker. We're doing smokery things. Oh, yeah. And then we have plenty of other styles of cooks out here on FoodTokTV. We have multiple shows throughout the week. This is our show on Saturday. And then Sunday, we have Sunday Night Live, which is TikTok's longest running live cooking show. So think FoodTok, or think Food Network, but on TikTok. That's us. So there we go. I tried to make sure like I wrapped it as evenly as I could. I want it to be a nice thick coating, but I also don't want it to separate. I don't want it to be too thick because I want to make sure the sausage is cooked all the way through when I fry it.
And or smoke it.
And or smoke it, yes. Which I only have 6 now, so maybe I do need to do the other ones.
I think so.
Okay,
how many are we smoking?
I don't know.
I don't want to get something on.
How long do you think these will take to smoke?
Probably about an hour.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm scared.
So I think I'm gonna make Taylor make the kale Caesar.
Ryan. Ryan. How are the comments section?
It's not. Nobody's telling me nothing.
It's okay. It's okay. We got to give them something to tell. And I disappeared for a bit.
Yeah.
So while we were waiting on those, we didn't time this out correctly, but that's okay. Typically when I make these, I do this in steps, right? Because it is such a tedious thing. I got to do all my eggs first and then do my meat separate. So the only reason this recipe doesn't work and why it seems hard is because people don't get the timing and temperature correctly. And, you know, I would rather be patient for things rather than just make it done.
It's a virtue. Patience
So
is a virtue.
I am kind of going to go off the rails here and we're going to do more Scotch eggs, except we're doing salmon Scotch eggs.
You know what?
And I got like half of a thing of salmon here. The entire salmon was a pound. So this is about a half pound of this salmon here. And I've never done this before, but I keep dreaming of it and it makes sense in my brain. Makes sense in my brain. It sounds like it'll be good. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. So it's basically just turning this salmon, about half a pound of salmon, into paste. I also have this wild sockeye salmon pastrami. Just getting that off the skin because I don't need the skin.
And pastrami spice, I think, goes really well.
Yeah, so there'll be like a pastrami.
These are going to be
Scotch egg.
I don't think these get fried, do you? I think these are only a smoker thing.
I don't know. I kind of want to smoke one of them or fry one of them just to see.
Okay, all right, we can fry one.
But I do feel like it does need to be smoked.
Yeah. No, because smoked salmon, right? Like,
but we're adding smoked salmon to it.
I know. Taylor is brilliant. Taylor's thinking the right way.
Right.
Crash test bed.
So I don't, can you open this package for me? My hands are very salmony. So with this, I'm going to kind of turn it into a paste. I also got some capers in here I'm going to add to it, some dill, and perfect. This is some of this pastrami smoked salmon. I have another package of this because I was thinking about making this for content. Woohoo. Okay, and then I'm going to need to go in and wash my hands. Ryan, will you protect this from the things that can smell that we have food? All the flies. We live right down the road from the Cumberland River here in Nashville, Tennessee. Yep. So there's no amount of money we can spend to not have flies.
Yes, yeah. No, we can't buy the flies out. Like, I think you guys are all happy. kind of what we've laid out here to do today. So we're going to be frying some. Well, that's fun.
Oh, can't hear us. Can't hear you. Can't hear me. Okay, can hear me. Okay, can you hear him now?
Can you hear me now?
I wonder if the thing's not plugged in. Can you hear now? Can someone confirm if they can hear us?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us? I don't know.
No.
Huh?
Yes, no.
Yes, now. Yay. Okay, good. It might have been the thing. Thank you so much for letting us know. We need to make sure we're doing more sound checks, babe.
Absolutely. We as far as like media goes, we've had a rocky road over here. We had a time delay earlier.
Oh yeah, we had a time delay earlier, and then our phone overheated.
And then
But it's okay.
But that's what happens, man, when you're out here in the wilderness of the suburbs.
So with this, also adding some fresh dill, because we're making Scotch eggs, the traditional Scotch eggs that we've already set up, which ground sausage, bunch of seasonings, shallot, mustard in there for the flavor. And I think a lot of people were just adding the herbs and stirring after this became a paste.
Have some shallot and some chives for you as well.
So I'm wondering if I need to have all these things be... Oh, I know what to do. I know what to do. We want to fold in some of these things. I don't need everything to be a paste, just the salmon-y part.
Oh, yeah, that lemon zest. Hit it with that.
I mean, if you're using lemon and stuff and you're not using the zest, why not? It's free flavor. So adding some lemon zest to here. And then... I get a lot more juice out of the lemon if I heat it up real quick. Oftentimes when I'm inside, I will microwave it for like 5-second intervals, 5 to 10 seconds. When you heat it up just slightly, we're not cooking up the lemon. We are just heating it up enough to, get the cell walls going. That might not have been long enough to do anything, but I'm not cooking the lemon.
Yeah.
Oh, am I messing with your girl?
You're messing with smoker over here.
I'm sorry, I was trying to do a cool trick.
No, it's not. It's not that kind of heat though. It's only.
Oh yeah, we're typically dealing with the hotter heat. Yeah. Fair. Oh yeah, we usually use it as a grill. He's the grill guy, not me.
I went off to go check my game, which is Arkansas at Tennessee, and it's 17-17 at halftime.
In case anyone was wondering. So I guess I'll use some of the shallot in here.
You step away, you stop guarding your grill for a second, and then somebody's going to come over there and mess with it.
Right? What happens?
That's the lesson here.
So all these things, I've never made the salmon Scotch egg before, but we are going to give it a shot. Got the processor right over here. You are in my way. Kitchen equipment I put there.
Oh, that was perfect.
Yeah, that's a paste. That's a paste.
Wow.
Right there, that's the paste. And so we'll go ahead and remove this thingy. I'll just stir in the herbs in here. Ooh, doesn't that look delicious? This looks like the stuff where they're like, this is what goes in your chicken nuggies.
Right, the pink stuff.
Yeah, the pink stuff.
Let's don't elaborate anymore. That's not good.
Appealing.
Yeah. That would be a great brunch, and I could almost see it as a smoked salmon Scotch egg Benedict.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I could see this.
English muffin with some arugula and then
ooh.
All
so we are adding our chives to this salmon paste, which I never thought I'd be making salmon paste on the tailgate, right? I never thought this would be me, but
You can't hear me?
What? I wonder if it's because I went too far away from it.
I don't know. Can you hear me? Oh, I can hear him now. Okay.
Okay. It must have been because I had stepped a little too far away from base, and so it...
I don't know how you would influence them hearing me, though.
I don't know. That's true.
But we got our ears back.
I appreciate y'all giving us our ears.
Yes,
Thank you, or telling us about our ears, because I mean we can hear ourselves talk, but we can't hear how you guys hear us. So adding in the dill, all these chives, trying to make sure we get plenty of dill in here. But I don't want to. I don't know, not too dilly. And then some of our shallot. I'm just going to stir it in. Scrape the bowl. I'm excited about this. I have no idea how many eggs this is going to whip out of it, but I'm excited to see. Will you get me one of the racks with the cooling rack on top? So we'll see. So this is about half pound of salmon with, I don't know how big the other salmon size was, but it was one of those packages that's like a pastrami smoked salmon that we're doing for these salmon Scotch eggs with these. We've already soft boiled the eggs at the perfect temperature, and these are kind of at room temperature here. Thank you. Oh, you know what? I didn't add the capers. Could you roughly chop some capers for me to stir in there?
Absolutely.
Yeah, while I...
My pleasure. Yeah,
yeah, that's fine.
Roughly chopped, minced, or
just rough chop.
They're already kind of.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so let's just.
Here, let me get a thing to get them out of there.
Well, I have the other end of a spoon.
Yeah. If you'll get them out of there, I'll chop them.
Little caper berries, kind of similar. How would you say a caper tastes?
Kind of olivey.
Yeah, it's like almost olivey. To me, it's personally less offensive because I used to not like olives, but over time, as I've eaten more olives, I'm more of a fan of the olives.
It's kind of olivey, maybe a little piney.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
It's kind of pickly, and Taylor doesn't like pickles, so
I don't think it's very pickly.
I think it's pretty pickly, but you know.
Okay, I think that's good.
A little allspicy, maybe even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. So.
It's raining capers.
All right, just a quick toss in there. And you know, I was looking at a couple recipes of this online to see like what other people have done. And I can clearly see that the recipes that are online are not recipe tested recipes. And so I'm very curious how this will turn out. And I saw one recipe where they were almost doing like a salmon sausage type thing, where it was like, they were trying to treat the salmon, like kind of make a salmon sausage out of it. And so like they added some cooked rice to it to kind of give it some like boudin type texture to it.
Hey, cat dog.
Cat dog!
And cat dog says like lemon. Yeah, it's kind of like lemon. It's lemony. A little lemony.
Yeah, a little lemony. There you go. Okay, I'm going in with both hands now.
Okay.
I've never done the salmon Scotch egg of it, but it looks like it's going perfectly. Like this is exactly what I wanted.
This looks exactly like
so Scotch eggs, y'all. We are getting ready for the cooking part of it. We're going to throw some of these into the smoker. And then we have some with the breakfast sausage, or we didn't do breakfast sausage. I'm sorry, we did ground pork. We have some of those already completed. And so while we're waiting for those to cool down, because we want the meat cool before they go into the fryer / smoker. And so in the meantime, we're like, oh, hey, this was an idea of ours. Let's do that. This might only be enough. I don't know. This might get us 4 eggs.
Yeah,
it might.
It's a trial run.
It's a trial run. Never done it before, but you never do it before until you try. And I really want to get into trying with other meats too. Like, could you imagine like a buffalo chicken one?
Buffy
Or
Buffy
we've done it before with chorizo.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chorizo.
Yeah, we've done chorizo. We have chorizo too, right?
Yeah, we do have chorizo.
Are we doing that today? No.
We're already past our time.
Oh crap.
I mean, I don't know how past our time. What time is it?
5:12.
5:12. Okay. And plus we did a restart earlier, so. There we go. The salmon Scotch egg. I'm really intrigued.
Oh yeah, I think that is perfect.
Okay.
Crap. Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
That's okay.
I don't know. I'm not worried about that.
Will you get a thermometer for the oil?
Absolutely.
Thank you. And thank y'all so much for hanging out. I didn't add this to the egg, or it's not as easy to wrap because I didn't have any of the flour. Usually I dip the egg in the flour and it makes it so much easier to wrap. I was wondering why I was having a time. But yeah, so dipping the egg in the flour to give it something to adhere to, I recommend that step. I'm just over here. Why is this unnecessarily difficult? Here. Oh, already better. Already better, y'all.
Maybe you guys can see it too.
And so every recipe I looked up, though, like with the salmon Scotch egg, there was not a lot of conversation about the temperature and about the time and stuff. Like no conversation about what temperature the salmon paste needed to be. Because like when you're dealing with the beef and stuff, of course, there's that really strong, like, hey, you got to keep it cold. Now, salmon's not going to have as much fat, but there's still fat in it. So I'm sure I'll want to move these to the cooler.
Yes, doesn't that's our fly fan. It's not the wind blowing. That is our fly fan. And
oh yeah.
Blow that up onto the table to try to keep some of these flies disinterested.
Right.
Got to
dip.
But it does make a nice effect, though.
It does. Like, it really does. Oh, why? Were they saying I look like a movie star?
Dustin said at least the wind's blowing. but it's not.
It's no.
No.
Okay. I think this will be my last one. Oh yeah, I get the salmon paste and it being a thing, but you definitely need to like make the salmon into a paste and then stir everything else in there so you get that texture, but then also so it's not too pasty. Because as you're working with the salmon and it pastes, you can tell it can turn gummy at a point. I don't think that's what's happening here. Grind it into a fine paste, but not too much.
Yeah, but not too much.
Right.
Not too much. So 4 of them. That's
4 of them, yes.
4 of them, yes.
I feel like this is not a cheap eat here.
Yeah. So we've gotten our.
So you can show the audience those while.
Yes. Yeah. These are beautiful.
Yes. Well, could you actually open the door for me so that way I can.
So here are our
Oh yeah. So I think it's time to start I guess we want to smoke some of these, fry a couple of these. So these are the regular Scotch eggs with the sausage. Since there is time between this and frying, they're directly in the fridge. And so I guess we'll take a couple of these. Is the smoker ready?
It's been ready.
Okay.
It's been ready
so how many do you want to fry?
It's been like full force smoker.
We get it.
The whole time. I've been itching to put something on the smoker right now.
Okay. So how many of these do we want to smoke? How many do we want to fry? Because we do want to smoke some of these, of course.
You tell me.
So
you tell me how many we want to fry or how many we want to smoke. I don't know. But once I open this,
should we do half and half?
They're going on. I guess so.
Oh.
I think all of those need to be smoked.
I really want to fry
one.
one.
You want to fry one. So
really bad.
3 of those.
Okay, you can have 3 of those, and I have 2 of these.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the I got the bad end of the deal on the compromise here. But he's going to get 4 of these to put in the smoker and 3 of these. These are an experiment. We feel like the salmon should be smoked. I really want to fry it though. Really want to fry it. So
I'm going to grab my the ones that.
So we'll get that fryer working then. Moving my things around for my frying station, because when you're working with a frying station and we're dredging, we're frying, we're going to do 3 separate ones. I love these cheap cake pans for them. I don't like baking cakes in these cheap cake pans. Like, it's fine if you don't do it very often. It's just very difficult for like a perfect overall even bake. But these dollar store ones are amazing as far as like shallow dishes. And so I got 1 for flour, 1 for egg, and we're doing 1 for breadcrumbs. And we're seasoning all 3 of these. Got to check in on the comments. Hey, Marianne, how are you? Just so you know, when she walks away, we can't hear you. Okay, so when I walk away, that's what happens. Perfect. So, I mean, hopefully they would tell me. I guess when I leave, okay. Wait, whoa. Okay.
You said 2 of those and 1 of those, or 3 of these? What do you want?
I guess I'll be fine. No, you can have that one. I'll do these 2. It seems weird to have this fryer out just for 3 eggs, though.
I know, it really does. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. We have the chorizo one. We're not going to do the chorizo one this live, but we may do it after.
We got to do it after because I fired the smoker up.
Right? So I got flour, eggs, breadcrumbs. So with my eggs, I season my eggs, of course, but I don't have my right mustard. So apparently when I walk away, you can't hear. So please let me know if you can hear me when I come back. I'm so sorry, y'all. Ryan's mic is not on. Okay, I'll get Ryan's mic back on when we're back in. Yeah, we have a thing, like it hasn't happened like this before, where if we get too far out, you know, it'll stop. So I guess we've been testing those waters today. So seasoning our things. Could you actually show? Oh, nope, I got it. So Ryan, are you back on?
I'm back on.
Okay.
For my part, it's very.
I know, and I was thinking this earlier. I'm like, man, like we need to figure out how to have more things outside so we're not running in and out so much. Because, you know, we don't always cook outside. We just like cooking outside when we're with you, you know. But the thing is, with these Scotch eggs, like it really requires the right things to be cold, the right things to be room temperature. So I'm just running in to do that. So thank you for being patient with us while we do that, because the meat has to be cold, the eggs have to be cold when they go in, but then room temperature when we're wrapping them. I have all the tips and tricks on the recipe on FoodTokTV.com. It's already up. I first made these in March of 2024. I mean, not the first time, but the first time for this page, you know.
But then we did them all smoked though too, right? Or was that the?
No. We actually did this twice on the show.
Yeah.
So we did one where they were fried, of course, but then the ones that we did with smoked, it was funny because it was another theme week. It was another theme week that we did it with. Yeah, it was another theme week, but it was stuffed.
It was egg stuffed chorizo.
Yeah, so the recipe actually says egg stuffed chorizo rather than like Scotch eggs with chorizo. So if you look on the Food Talk TV and see egg stuffed chorizo.
And we smoked them and they were absolutely wonderful.
Oh yes, absolutely. Now, it is a bit difficult with the smoker because you can't really control everything as much as I would want to. But, you know, they just got to be rotated and kept cold. That's what we had learned last time. So about halfway through this smoking process, you know.
Yeah. You want to
rotate.
smoke them at the right temperature to get the meat smoked, but you don't want to overcook the egg inside because we want that egg come out jammy at the least, and ideally runny.
Okay, this fryer is not doing fryer things. I mean, it was, but it's not anymore. It's over at 220, so we'll be waiting for that. So I guess I'm going to be making a sauce in the meantime.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because
we do need a sauce and a salad too. We also have that.
Ryan?
We always have a salad here.
Well, I'm busy.
And I know a lot of you folks are like, well, Ryan, why don't you make the salad?
Exactly!
But this is Taylor's technique, like, of the salad too. So, like,
If only you've seen me do it a million times.
I know.
If only you could, like, say it in your sleep.
I know, right?
If only, if only.
If only, if only.
Right.
If only I had enough space to work with, but I don't.
So now I'm going to be working on this mustard sauce for that. And, you know, a lot of times when I make these mustard sauces, I love to start with a mayo base, and I love to do like an emulsified thing. Or I'll make my own aioli with emulsified egg. But I've dealt with enough eggs today. So we're doing a mayo base, and I'm kind of making a honey mustard, but I'm using horseradish in it. And now horseradish sauce of some sort is a really good thing for is a really good sauce for Scotch eggs. Okay. Yeah, our temperature is coming up. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, we hear me good? Okay. Hello, hello. Adding some my mustard, the Dijon original. Gotta have a little mustard snack. I used to do a lot more spoonfuls of mustard back when I was making homemade mustard multiple times a week for content. I'm going back to that. I'm looking at the sodium count here because I am noticing it is a bit saltier than other mustards. 6%. Most standard yellow mustards around the 3 to 4%. All right, checking the comments. There we go. A lot of times when I'm making sauces for things, this will be like one of the first things I make. And then just a squeeze of honey. And a little bit of cayenne. We'll taste and adjust and see if we need some more acid or things. This is just going to be a nice dipping sauce for our Scotch eggs. Thank you so much for tapping screens. We appreciate y'all. I promise you soon enough, we're going to get some of these in the fryer. I am so excited about the salmon Scotch egg. We do have some of those in the smoker, which those won't be ready for some time. Hopefully we'll be off by the time those are ready. A little salt. And a little pepper. Ooh, I might even separate some of this out and do a little like dill one for the salmon. Oh yeah, a nice little. See if we can get some parsley in on it, just to color it up, make it something, make it oomph, make it sing for us. Oh yeah. Scotch eggs are really, if I see it on a menu somewhere, I'm going to order Scotch eggs. Now, most of the times when I order a Scotch egg when I'm out, it's going to be a hard boiled. Like they don't have the time and temperament to make them soft boiled. And it does take a lot of extra care with timing and temperature. They're still amazing hard boiled. Don't get me wrong. They're still amazing hard boiled, but they're just a lot better. I should have chopped my parsley more. I'm being impatient. I'm excited. I think a little bit more horseradish sauce. So horseradish is in the same plant family as mustard. If you prepare mustard correctly or in a certain way where you combine brown mustard powder with cold water and let it sit for 10 minutes, it tastes just like horseradish. I've had arguments with people who think that there is horseradish in Chinese hot mustard. You know, those little packages that they give you with a Chinese takeout? Nope, just hot mustard. Almost there. We're so close to temperature. If I'm being so nitpicky about the temperatures of everything else, of course I'm being nitpicky about the temperature of my frying oil, right? Hey, Mr. Crown Royal, what is up? What is up? I know as soon as my oil gets here, we're slightly off on timing as far as having everything ready right when it needs to be, but that's okay. Scotch eggs, one of my favorite things. But it's so tedious and it's so annoying. This is definitely one of those things that if I am making it, I'm going to do the eggs in one session. I could even let the eggs already be soft boiled and peeled and let those sit in the fridge overnight. Like I could make this into a multi-day menu thing. Almost there. I'll do another sauce for the salmon. Another mayo-based sauce. But, you know, with this dish that we're doing, we really need creamy. We really need the creamy. And I have this other half of my lemon from earlier, so we'll do some sort of lemon sauce. Oftentimes we spring for the seedless ones. Not this time, though. Not this time. That, and then I have this Cuban-style mustard by Plockman's. It's basically a yellow mustard base with like herbs and garlic and stuff. I love it as far as like cooking mustards and like quick sauces. Oh my goodness. I can't believe what I did, y'all. I squeezed the lemon in here and then I threw it away. I didn't even try to get lemon zest out of it, you know? The lemon zest is just free flavor. Why did I do that? It's easy. It's easy to forget. So this just has the mayo, the Cuban style mustard in here that has herbs and stuff. I'm going to grate a little bit of garlic in here. Yeah, but the mayo creamy based sauces are going to be really good with this because this is a fatty dish. It's a fatty dish. We need something like creamy. And mustard is a really good thing to add to creamy sauces and also just for fatty foods in general, just to like oomph up off some of that richness. Oh, yeah. I was thinking that an everything bagel seasoning would be really good in here too. And I was trying to think of other of those types of dips. You could go absolutely crazy with the different types of dips. Absolutely nuts. Gotta check the comments, y'all. Oh yeah, I can't wait for y'all's meetup in, is it Madisonville? We have a Madisonville in Tennessee too, so that's why I'm like, or no, it's Madison is where I live right down the road from, is Madison. And so I was almost like, oh, you're not coming to Tennessee, are you? Mr. Crown Royal is another one of our creators. He is on Fridays at 6:30 p.m. Central with his show, Grill and Chill. Another grill dude here. I'm sure I'll need to salt it since I did not salt. Ooh, capers. I'll add the capers to this. I'm just gonna throw some capers. Maybe even squish them with my fingers if I want to. Ah, perfect. I'm still waiting for my oil to almost get there. It is taking its sweet time because it knows that if we weren't ready for it, it would already be hot, just like the smoker has been ready the entire time.
And I have I got my brine over here that has come to a simmer. I'm going to quickly pour that into my red onion. I put fresh cracked peppercorn in there, and then I put also some fresh cracked allspice berries in it. And that's nice and hot. So I'll set it over
Okay.
here.
I think it's like almost ready. I'm gonna check comments. If you were to smoke the Scotch egg, how long would that take? Now, we do have some in the smoker. We were thinking, because we did most of the batch, we actually did in the smoker. We were thinking it's going to be about an hour. I think maybe even last time we did it, though, it may have been closer to an hour and a half. What do you think? Like an hour, hour and a half for the smoke? Because I know when we smoked it on live, it was almost like an hour and a half for those.
Yeah, it's probably, well, I mean, I think there's like some prep time involved there too. I think it's around an hour.
We're hoping for about an hour. What temperature?
We've been smoking right around 250. So that's what temperature we got going on over here.
Okay, I think I'm going to pull out one egg. I'm going to try to do one egg and see what that situation is like because I am getting impatient. Do I want to be impatient or am I going to be like,
no, it's not worth it. Don't be impatient.
Ryan, Mr. Crown Royal, I don't even know if I want to read your comment to Ryan because the answer is no. He's asking, are you watching the game?
No, I'm not.
Yeah. So, yeah, something is up with the ESPN app and like neither of us, like we even tried to get on my brother's account. Like,
yeah, ESPN sucks.
It's being silly. It's being a silly boy. So, just waiting on.
I've been not even keeping up with it because my phone is over here on a stand.
Okay, we're winning.
All right, great.
17-20. I had that chopstick out here, or you had a chopstick earlier that I was using to just see, because I have the temperature because I'm looking at the temperature, but oftentimes without even having a thermometer, I've just stuck in the wooden stick in there and be like, oh, it bubbles, it works. Okay, I am seeing the bubbles here. You know, also you can't convince me that this thermometer's right. Yeah, that's a lot of bubbles.
Well, then use the instant read to check it.
Yeah, let's do an instant read. Because could you imagine if it was our thermometer and this oil is actually... Oh, 250, did you say, for the smoking temperature? 250?
250, yeah.
250.
Yeah. You can go at 225. We're going a little bit quicker because we'd like to not drag it out and have those eggs inside overcooked. So if you're doing around 250, you're probably great. 225, you're still probably good, but we're watching. We want to cook that sausage on the outside before we cook the eggs on the inside. And that is the trick here.
I got to do some thermometer testing later because that oil's ready. I'm glad we did that. That oil's ready. So I'm just going to do one of the salmon, and, or do I want to do salmon the last one? Or do I want salmon first?
I think
first
the
one.
salmon the last one.
Okay.
Because it's the that's the experiment, right?
Right. Or I can do all four in that same one.
Yeah,
we'll just do all four. Here we go. So, if you're just now joining us, have not been here with this entire ordeal, what we are doing, we perfectly soft boiled some eggs. The eggs came straight from the refrigerator into already boiling water, and then cooked exactly 6 minutes, moved to an ice bath, let those peel, made sure there weren't any shells in there, you know, like you always do with eggs. And then with this meat mixture that we have, this is ground pork with some of these, we seasoned that really well. I didn't add anything to bind other than the seasoning. It was just that seasoning. And the meat has to be cold the entire time that you're doing this. So meat cold when you're mixing it, then meat cold when you're wrapping it. And until we're ready for the fryer, these have been in the fridge. And so with the salmon ones, that's when we did some salmon, some sockeye smoked salmon. And then there's also some chives, some shallot. I know we were just throwing stuff in there. Lemon juice, lemon zest, and capers in that one. So we're doing the dredging station. I have my dry hand and my wet hand, which actually this is kind of showcasing if there's any place where it's going to rip at the seams, because when meat cooks, it shrinks, right? So you want to make sure everything is properly sealed, and the flour is going to be really good at exposing that. I gave him my rack, and I don't think I should have. I think I should have let these sit on the rack after the fact. Oh boy. Oh boy. So letting that drip. And I mixed this all up earlier. This is flour that I seasoned really well. And then these are some eggs. I cracked 2 eggs in here, and I also put a squirt of mustard in there. Whenever I'm doing a dredging station, there's always going to be, or I always add some sort of condiment to my eggs because free flavor, like whether it's mustard or hot sauce, or I mean, barbecue sauce can even work. And you know, if you really want it crunchy, you can go for the double. I think I'm going to go with the double. So like after the breadcrumb, we don't want it too insane, but I want to make sure we get it very crunchy. I'm just having this be my terrible hand, I guess. The reason why you're supposed to have like a dry hand and a wet hand is so you don't accidentally bread your fingers. I say this every time I dredge. I do it anyway. That was a 10-second cooking school. You know, I need to make more 10-second cooking schools out of my clips because, you know, when I'm like looking at everyone else's shows, I'm always thinking about the 10-second cooking schools and like, oh, what can I clip for a 10-second? I never think about my own. Well, I guess that's what it's like being married to a mechanic, which I am. You know, your car's always the last one to be worked on, right? So I almost have like a clean and a dirty hand here. Y'all, Scotch eggs. Not my favorite thing to make on a live show. Not my favorite thing because there's a lot of tedious, a lot of boring parts with it, with the peeling of the eggs, and then, ooh, we're making meat, all that in there. But I promise you, the ending of this is going to be fabulous. Scotch eggs. If these were any easier to make, it would be all I ate. Would you check the comments? I've been doing a job at it.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, last one I read was about the 10-second cooking school.
Marianne says the flour on the meat with the seam was a great one. You need to clip that one.
Oh, that one. Okay, cool. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That helps me out. It really does help me out. Because, I mean, I'm over here being like, what? Everything I say is smart. So I double breaded one of them, or like went back with the egg and then more of the breadcrumb.
And Melissa says, sign of a great manager, Taylor. Thinking of your charges.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Melissa's the best. She really is.
Melissa really is the best. She's hardcore.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all might not see it, but down deep, that chick's hardcore.
Hardcore. Okay. So, last one. I guess this one will be my salmon. I'm going to have to wash my hands like crazy.
Marianne's asking what the temperature is.
Oh, on the fryer?
On the fryer, yeah.
Okay, so Ryan, will you pull out the thermo read right there? It's next to it there. It's been kind of still cooking. I was kind of waiting for it to get to temp. It may even be too hot now. I'm scared. Because I don't want to burn it.
I got 344 degrees, 48, 350.
Okay, nope, perfect.
355. 386. And it's hanging around 356.
Yay! Oh, this salmon one is going to be an interesting thing to try. The salmon Scotch egg. I don't know. I've been thinking about it for just so long. My thing is, though, it's like with the sausage, you can get a lot more of the eggs.
What's the temperature there? She's like, they're fried. She said, no, in the air, silly.
Oh, in the air. Oh, in the air, silly. What is in the temperature in the air, silly?
I don't know. I can check for you. It is 77 degrees here.
Ooh.
It's a little bit chilly. Kind of cold. That's why we're wearing pants today.
So I've got 3 of the Scotch eggs. The rest of them are going to be in the smoker. We'll show you guys the photo of those after they're off the smoker later. We're doing some of these in the fryer, though, to show you what they're all about. Because traditionally these are fried, but not today. Okay. I'll move this. Would you open my door so I can wash my hands?
Absolutely. Yeah, we are.
Wow, I have to ask a man to hold a door open for me? Wow.
You asked me to open it. So you didn't know what happened. Into the fryer.
All right. Excited.
In our fryer.
What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know what you're doing.
I'm just trying to entertain people while I'm waiting on you to do things.
Okay.
I had 320 something.
Well, hold on. Why is... Oh, no. Oh, no. It turned off.
Oh, okay. Because it was at 356.
Oh, it automatically turned off. Oh, my God. I could cry.
The caveats. It's okay. You're right up there in the 330s.
Oh, my goodness. A little gnat flew in here. Now that's deep frying.
That's okay.
Protein.
It'll cook. Yep.
I just saw something sizzle and I'm like, no. I have a lid.
So you're at 322.
Okay.
Right now. The spider. The spider gets the gnat. Of course. That makes sense. That's poetic, I think. It's not really a spider, I guess.
So y'all, welcome to Food Talk TV, where we cook live. So you never know what happens when it's live. I'm going to keep these in the refrigerator while this is happening.
Where are you at, Marianne? That it's 65 degrees.
Okay, so we're back at 325, 330. We're looking for 340 is where it's at. Okay.
Fran Diego! So sorry I'm late. You're all right, Fran Diego.
Yep, Fran Diego, you came right at the right time because all the other times during this has been tedious work. It's been tedious work. It's been slow work. It's been, I mean, it's fun. I've been entertaining and educational for sure. But as far as exciting, you made to the temperature. Thank y'all so much for joining us. We are getting our fryer to temp. And so let's get started. Let me get the eggs back. So hi, sorry we lost y'all again. Are people coming back?
Thank you. People are coming.
People are coming back. Yay. Thank you for coming back. We are working on Scotch eggs. We have already soft boiled our eggs. We have created our meat mixture. We've wrapped it around them perfectly timed and temperatured perfectly, because with this, you got to pay attention to the timing and temperature of things. We're not going to rush into it. We're not going to throw these into the fryer when it's 5 degrees off. We are not going to wrap the meat around the eggs when the meat is warm and the eggs are cold. Okay. Almost there. And so really the recipe for this is going to be up on foodtalktv.com. Be sure you check that out. Please tap the screen, share the live out so people can see when we throw those in there. We have another one that we did too, and this is a type of Scotch egg that I've never done before. We've played with the Scotch egg recipe a bit, like we've tried it with chorizo, but with this one we tried it with salmon. And so we had some fresh salmon, also some sockeye smoked salmon that we had pureed into a paste, or use a food processor into a paste. And that's when we stirred in some dill, some capers, and some shallot in there. Salt, pepper. We have some sauces over here ready to go. And whenever this isn't ready, this is in the refrigerator.
And I think salmon Scotch eggs are going to be a new.
I think the salmon Scotch eggs will be it.
That is we're doing a trial run here today, but I think that's going to take. Thank you guys.
Oh yeah, so we also have some of the yes. Sorry, we got timed out on y'all.
We couldn't. We got puzzled there for a second.
Yeah, well, we got everything was so puzzling. Everything was so puzzling. Yes. And then while we were at it too, it's like everything that can go wrong during a live show, because we are live cooking. You know, we don't get to edit this away from you, but I think that kind of stuff is valuable to see us do things in real time. But of course, this also shut out too. And so when I thought the fryer was almost ready, that's when it decided to go back down. I want this to be the perfect frying temperature, and this is not quite there yet. I'm just impatiently. It's going about as fast as grass grows if I watched it.
It's technology, man.
Yeah.
All this technology isn't really.
Yeah, making us wanting to move so much quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
so please tap the screen, share the live out, because we do want to show y'all what these look like after we're done frying. And you know, the eggs were whole. I'm still not even sure if all the eggs are perfectly soft boiled. Like I timed it appropriately.
The one you gave me earlier was perfect.
Yeah, we did one earlier. I tested one just to make sure I didn't ruin the entire batch, and it was perfect. And it's like, ooh, hope it wasn't like the one perfect one.
It was really good. Thank you guys for coming in. Thank you guys for joining us. And thank you guys for tapping.
So we are at 330. We want it to be 340 to 360. We don't want it too cool to make the outer edges of the... Oh, I've dropped some of the breading in there, and that seemed to be frying just fine.
So we have got the fryer up. We have got the smoker up. We've got, we're coming up with some eggs for y'all.
Are you excited? Because it's exactly what I wanted. I am not the most patient person. Y'all, I love Scotch eggs so much. We first had them at an Irish pub. We'll often have them, or we've seen them in pubs. That's usually the type of style where we'll see them. And absolutely loved them. We had them at our wedding. We actually served breakfast at our wedding, so that way we could have Scotch eggs. That's how much we were into Scotch eggs at the time. And, you know, when we had them at the pub, they were served to us hard-boiled. Our caterer, who was my late friend, that was his first catering gig, like, he even served them at the event hard-boiled, and we were completely happy with this being hard-boiled. It wasn't until a family friend of ours, who's a chef, was at our wedding and was like, these are supposed to be... I was like, these are supposed to be soft-boiled. Like, she's so upset.
I can't believe that you didn't let me do the catering.
Right. She's so upset. These are supposed to be soft-boiled. If I did the catering, they'd be soft-boiled. And we're just over here like, they can be soft-boiled. So we're going to have about 8 minutes on the timer. Or maybe like 4 and then a rotate. I wish that these were completely submerged, but this was the container I had for frying today.
There'll be so there's shallow frying.
Yeah, we'll rotate.
And there's like mid fry.
Right.
And this is a mid fry. Yeah, splash them. Yeah. Oh, good, nice technique there.
Thanks. It's probably wrong.
No, I feel like I'm watching Chopped right now.
Right. So, anybody have a timer out there? Can anybody time for us? We got, what time is it now? 5:53. So
in here.
So if she's available. Oh, we see pumpkins. Y'all, I am excited for fall season, pumpkin season. Anyone have anything like they're most excited about when it comes to like fall and fall food?
Babsy's got us on the time.
She's got us on the time.
Yeah.
Perfect. Because I want the sausage and everything to be cooked, but we don't want it to, you know, overcook and then overcook the egg. Has anyone here ever had a Scotch egg? Or am I introducing something new to you? I'm liking.
Those are not Rocky Mountain oysters.
No, not Rocky. These are Scotch eggs. Scotch eggs, soft boiled egg, meat wrapped around, breaded, fried. That's what we're doing. These are the Scotch eggs.
It ain't
eggs.
that. Let Juju tell you what a Rocky Mountain oyster is. I ain't gonna.
You know, Kaz actually did Rocky Mountain oyster once.
Did he really?
Oh yeah, no, it was funny because it was like my training week. It was May the 4th. I remember this because it was May the 4th, 2023. I remember that because he was doing it for May the 4th be with you. And I was just like, can I not be on live with you for this? I'm just tired.
I just don't.
Yeah, and so like
You need to be doing that.
yeah, and then a few minutes later, Kaz comes back in the chat and he's just like, there was no moderators. I got roasted. And it was like one of my first impressions of Kaz, and I'm like, oh.
That's just nuts.
So if you're unfamiliar with Rocky Mountain oysters, look it up. Okay, so I see one of these is separating, and that's not making me happy. Huh?
I said, that's just nuts.
That's just nuts. Oh, that's cool with the salmon, how the salmon's coming out, because you can see some of the salmon protein oozing out.
Oh, the alum. Yeah.
Alum. Okay. Yeah, we don't want them resting at the bottom. Okay. We don't want them resting at the bottom too much, so that way they don't. Oh yeah, these are eggs wrapped in meat, dredged and fried. We don't have the salmon recipe up yet because I have not created the salmon recipe one, because some of these are with sausage, one of these are with salmon, the others are going to be in the smoker. This is just kind of like a test run with the salmon one. I was thinking, because I did save enough salmon to do this again in case it is good, so I figured I would make it into content.
Yeah, the salmon is experimental.
Yes.
To say the least.
Just kind of moving these guys around. 1 minute on the 4-minute timer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yes. So excited.
Is that the salmon one? One of those guys in there is a salmon sausage. Thank you for coming in.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
Come up.
Please move. So we just did the 4-minute timer. All right, let's do another 3 minutes.
3 minutes, Babsy.
I'm having a hard time seeing which one's the salmon.
I think it's the one with the toasty butt.
I don't think it is.
You don't?
I think that was the first one I did.
I don't know.
Okay, this one's the salmon because there was a lot more of the, I think.
We won't know until we cut into it.
Maybe next time we'll have like a designator for it. If there is a next time. There will be a next time. Like if we don't get the salmon one right this time, we'll get it right next time. Got this little sauce I made for the sausage ones. It's like a horseradishy mayo sauce. We wanted a nice creamy sauce. So there's one that's a horseradishy one base. And then this one has mayo, lemon, and then capers along with the Cuban style mustard. So this one's going to be a little bit more light for the salmon one. Y'all, are you excited for this? Ooh.
I'm excited.
Hoping for a puncture. By the way, meat is really hot when you pull it out. I'm just kind of touching it for doneness. One minute left. You know what? I'm pulling. I think it's pulling time. Because I was kind of on the fence anyway. When she said 1 minute, I was like, no more. Dang. All that waiting for that little bit.
No.
Oh, yes. Whew. We're just going to need like 2 minutes for these to not be immediately right out of the fryer. You don't want them to, you know.
You don't want to do like slice of them.
Right. You don't want to do that. I'm sure Ryan's also told you about the pickled onions too. He wanted to do that for a nice little pop of color. I also have pickled mustard seeds I'll use a lot for the top of them. Some chives, green onions, all great options for garnish. Parsley. I have parsley and chives over here for garnish. And we also have some dill for the salmon one. And if y'all are not following Food Talk TV, please do. There's live cooking shows on the daily, Monday through Friday. We have multiple shows.
That was the ones I was looking for. I was looking for those.
Yeah, Monday through Friday, we have multiple shows. So there's 2 shows on Monday, 2 shows on Tuesday, and then we got 3 shows Wednesday through Friday. And then Saturday's Tailgate with me and Ryan. And with all of our delays and all those things happening, it's been 3 shows. So let's see about the, oh, my mic is here. So is that too loud?
I don't think it's been 2 minutes yet.
I'm so impatient though.
I know.
You guys get the deal.
The dill.
The dill.
The dill?
I use the dill in the in with the salmon paste. Like in with the salmon paste. So 3 of these are going to be sausage, are going to be the sausage Scotch eggs, and then one of these are a sample one that we're doing with salmon, where we did whole salmon and then smoked sockeye salmon and lemon juice, pureed that, and lemon zest, and pureed that into a paste, and then we stirred in some chopped caper, some parsley, chives, and dill. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm doing it.
Are you gonna do it, or you want to do it in a, or are we gonna do it in the plate so we don't make fun of it, or like what? I can get a thing of.
Yeah. All things we could have been doing when we were talking about being impatient. Well, when I'm waiting for something, all I can think about is the thing I'm waiting on. So we're going to try. Am I going this way or this way?
Which one is that one?
This one is, I would say that's hamburger. Hot dog.
Hamburger, hot dog. No, I mean
This is a hot dog order.
No, which egg is that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't chopped it yet.
It's not the salmon egg?
No.
Maybe it is.
It might be. I'm so scared.
Yeah, that's
it. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that is a very runny egg. I would have accepted less runny.
Yeah.
I would have accepted less runny.
Yes, but that's okay.
All right. Beautiful. Thank you. Oh, this one's the salmon one, I think. Yeah, that one's the salmon. So this one, I didn't cover it all the way, or like there was a part in the seam that got missed. It's going to happen. The meat shrinks, even though I tried so hard to make sure everything was sealed. Meat shrinks. I'll let you know when I perfect it. Oh, but look at that. So if I were serving this to people, these would be the chef snacks, but like delicious of a chef snack. And honestly, nobody would be upset with this. I just don't like how it's not perfectly presented. Wee.
Then perfectly slice it next time.
My pleasure.
If you don't like it, then you know what to do.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wait. How do I perfectly slice it? I gotta let him do it because I gotta learn.
I don't know. I'm not perfect. I don't know how to do anything perfect. But I would imagine that you would go very slowly and saw, because this is a steak knife and not a chef knife. And it may not be. But the thing is, guys, you don't have to.
Okay, you did a really good job with that.
You don't have to be perfect.
But also, that could have been my best wrapped one. That could have been my best wrapped one. Who knows?
Should have been. Would have been.
Okay, now I'm excited for the salmon one. I'm excited for the salmon one. I'm so excited for the salmon one.
We'll use the chefy knife.
Okay.
So that we think that we can.
So we think we can do it.
We think we can be perfect
Yeah.
here, but we're probably not.
The salmon one. I am just so happy these eggs came out.
Slice in motion, and then we're like, ooh, look at.
Oh my gosh!
And I think that's the one that we should try.
Yes.
And so we'll put this one over here in there with these guys. Blah, blah, blah.
So I think I need to add a little. I don't know if I added dill to the sauce. I think I thought about it, but maybe if I had just like sprinkle a little dill over the top. Oh, that would be such a pretty garnish too with the. Y'all, I'm so happy these eggs came out so perfectly. I mean, I could have even handled the eggs being slightly cooked more just to, because they're a runny mess. But I love my eggs to be a runny mess.
Runny mess, yeah, of course.
And then a little bit of salt.
How else would you want eggs?
Where did the salt go?
The salt is there. It's under that bowl over there. Yes.
This salt box is so good at going underneath bowls. So just a little on the yolky part.
Oh yeah, yes. That salt.
And
then I got some peppercorn in there. Yeah, I did that.
A little bit of peppercorn.
I did today.
All right. And then this is the sauce that I had made for this one. This is the one with the creamy and the Cuban style mustard. This is the one that's a yellow mustard base with like herbs and garlic and white wine in there. It's my favorite cooking mustard. And did that in there. There's herbs and parsley. And then with the salmon Scotch egg.
That salmon.
We had turned the salmon and sockeye salmon into a paste, and then, or with some lemon juice and lemon zest. And after that was pasted, then we had stirred in some herbs, the dill, the parsley, and some capers in there, and some shallot, Ah! Ready? Are you ready for this?
So ready. Are we saucing it?
Well, I mean, I don't have any more. This is my shallot spoon earlier.
Oh, that'll work.
Yeah.
That'll work. Oh, thank you, dear. Oh yeah. You know how much sauce.
Oh yeah, we gotta sauce it up right. Okay, I'm gonna look at the. Let's see if I need to answer any questions. Okay, no.
Nope.
Cheers.
Nope. Cheers. Mm-hmm.
Mmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mmm. That is good.
Mm.
That is good.
Mm. Salmon Scotch egg Benedict incoming. That is amazing.
We do have a couple more of these. This was the only one that we put in the fryer. We have a couple more in the smoker.
We have some on the smoker for you guys.
This recipe is not up on Food Talk TV because it was a test recipe, but I have the stuff to do this again. I was thinking about doing that tomorrow, so that way I could have a proper recipe for y'all. But these Scotch eggs, I already have the recipe up on foodtalktv.com because I've already done them. This is a show favorite of mine. I just want to do the weird show favorite. Oh.
And have some pickled onions over here too.
Ooh. I had to finish chewing off camera because I was getting inappropriate. If you're not already following Food Talk TV, please do. We're on Saturdays at 4 p.m. Central. We have been delayed today. But we're making Scotch eggs. Be sure you're following Food Talk TV because there are so many other people. I got a lot of favorite shows.
Dress them up a little bit, you know,
With some chive.
as we should.
Oh, and my parsley.
Oh yes. So none of these are the salmon ones. These
Yeah, we ate
these
the
are all
one
salted
fried
ones.
salmon one. I'm excited to see what the smoked one is like. So, if you guys go to our book face group, the Whisk Takers, I'll post the salmon smoked ones in there later.
Yes, yes. We
So that way you can see what that's about. I'll post that. Maybe I'll also post it into the stories.
And a little bit of black pepper over there because we got to have a little bit of flavor.
All right. Do we want to get a picture of this, or do we already have pictures? I think we already have pictures of this. I think our other ones may have been photographed better.
Yeah, probably so. And I don't have a camera to do it with.
Oh, yeah. You know. All right. So this is the sausage one. And I did a horseradish sauce.
I want to try the horsey sauce.
Yeah. The sausage is cooked perfectly. The coating on the outside is so crispy.
Taylor makes a great horseradish sauce. I like the pickled onion, so I want to have like as many of those as I can.
The pickled onions really do add like something to offset it.
Mm-hmm.
The pickled onions are almost necessary. A lot of people will serve them with like gherkins or like tiny pickles. I'm not a pickle person.
So give it a pop.
Brandy B, I love mustard too. I'm actually the mustard queen. Like that's my handle on TikTok. My handle is Ketchup It's Garbage, but I make mustard content. I love mustard so much.
The pickled onions do give it a pop, a little bit of sharpness, and I think you need it.
Glad to not be wearing that anymore. Holy cow. That was amazing. It was amazing. And you know, with these, I've also done it with chorizo. We also have chorizo. I've been thinking about making more of these too. But yeah, I think we've done all we can do unless anyone has any questions for us about how we came about this or with the salmon ones earlier or
why we have some on the smoker.
Yeah, we'll stay open for a minute to see if anyone has questions. Thank you, Babs. And we have Reddick saying, go Vols. Go Vols. Oh, I thought I recognized you. Yep, that's me. Hi. Great idea. Great show. Thank you so much. We are so sorry we kept getting delayed and paused. Like we had a phone frozen and then like got shut out another time. And then the fryer wasn't frying. But you know, with these, you got to be patient because the temperature and the timing of everything is so important. So you know what? Don't accept less than what it deserves.
Yeah. No, don't. And then don't be sorry for it either.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I made hundreds of people wait on this fryer. You can make your guests wait a few minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alrighty, I think we've done all we can do today.
I think so too.
Be sure you're following Food Talk TV tomorrow at 8 p.m. That will be Kaz. He will be on 8 p.m. Central. That will be this Sunday Night Live, TikTok's longest running live cooking show. On Monday at 4 p.m., we have RX, Guadua Cooks. Then we have The Spices Right at 6. Y'all be sure you're following and see us again on Saturday at 4 p.m. Central. On the Tailgate.
Goodbye. We love you guys.
And
Thank you for everything.
thanks for joining us. And happy mustarding. Oh dear. I have it in an awkward spot. Bye, friends. Love you guys. Drink water. Bye.